I do want to hear what you think about the Nets' future.
Right.
What do you think?
First and foremost, I'm just really happy they picked a direction because this team's been in limbo for the past 2 years now, and it's been giving me a fucking headache. And look, I think I said this in Net Spaces last night. Before I get into that, obviously he broke down how he found out. I was at work. I was at a baseball game. I was scorekeeping, and shout out my guy Matt Sherwin. He found out the trade because I saw the group chat messages, but I was so tired yesterday.
Yeah.
I was sick, so I saw the messages, and in between frames, he was like, Mikal Bridges got traded, and I was just like, no fucking way. And it wound up going to the Knicks, and I was like, we didn't get our picks back. And then 10 minutes later, we found that out, and we were just jumping for joy. We were all high-fiving and hugging and all that stuff. It was great. And yeah, it was just I was elated the entire night because the fact that we got 4 unprotected picks with the protection from Milwaukee, with the swap in 2028, 6 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges last season. After the season, how does his value go up?
Yeah.
After being traded for Kevin Durant, having the worst season of your life, your value goes up, and you bring back the biggest draft haul in NBA history. We got 9 first-round picks back from Kevin Durant, and it's going to be more because we're probably going to get back at least a first for Cam Johnson. Like, that's insane. It's ridiculous.
What are you guys going to do with the picks?
We are tanking for Cooper Flag.
That's Cooper
Okay,
Flag.
let's go.
That's why they got that pick swap.
Think about it this way, right? We saw in 2023, the NBA decided to give the Spurs the lottery to get Victor Wembanyama, right? Because we saw them draft first overall with Duncan and David Robinson. Think about this. Picture this. 2025, a team from New York wins the lottery, drafts Cooper Flag first overall, the best American draft prospect since Zion Williamson, drafted in his home arena. Because the draft's in Brooklyn every year.
And he's from New York.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
He's drafted in his home arena in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He goes number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I particularly love about this deal, right? This gives us ample opportunity to flip for even more picks because obviously we can trade Cam Johnson. We can trade Dorian Finney-Smith, who should be gone within the next few hours, I hope. Dennis Schroeder. We can sign and trade Nick Claxton still. We can trade Ben Simmons, although that's very unlikely. There's a lot of tradable contracts. We have Keita Bates-Diop we can flip for a couple seconds if we want to. But I have a bookmarked tweet from Billy Reinhart. This is the full summary of the Nets draft picks in the future. So obviously we don't have a pick right now for this year, for tonight. We could trade in, and we're rumored to trade up to either 9 or 13 from Memphis or Sacramento and draft. Maybe Ron Holland would be a good option. Don't know if Isaiah Collier falls. That could be a plan. 2025, we have 4 first-round picks alone. We have our own that we got back from Houston. We have the Knicks first-round pick. We have the Milwaukee pick that's top 4 protected, and we all know they're not. They're going to make the playoffs, so we'll get that pick. We have the least favorable first from Phoenix, Houston, and OKC because Houston got the more favorable one. And then we have 2 second-round picks. 2026, we have our own first back. 2027, we have 3 first-round picks, our own, the Knicks, and the Sixers from the Harden trade back in 2022. In 2028, we have 1 first again, which is our own. In 2029, 2028 is a swap, so whatever's more favorable. 2029, another 3 firsts. Us, the Knicks, and whatever's the least favorable of Dallas, Phoenix, Houston, whichever one we decide to give them. 2030, we have our own. 2031, we have 2 firsts again from us and the Knicks. So 15 first-round picks, 10 second-round picks through 2031, and we still haven't even traded the bulk of our vets yet. All we've traded so far is Mikal Bridges. Sean Marks has completely canceled out anything bad he's done over the past few years. And to be honest, I don't even know if he was the one that really had a say in those trades. I think Joe Tsai was down his neck about everything. And I think this kind of move is what we all knew Sean Marks was capable of. He just hadn't showed it. And I think now he gets to live out that vision that he didn't get to before because it's a miracle in itself that he still has a job to begin with. So, look, I think Joe Tsai finally decided to admit defeat, took a step back, let the people he hired do their job properly. And look, at the end of the day, I think, this is the biggest draft haul in NBA history. We'll look back on this in a decade at what we got back for Kevin Durant, which will probably be in excess of maybe 10 to 12 first-round picks, and who knows what those first-round picks can turn into.
Wow.
Because we don't know how the Knicks situation will end. Whether or not they win a championship, that team could blow up in flames whether they do or not. And we could be, and no chance we give them their picks back.
Yeah.
We won't be nice.
The Nets,
So-
the next dynasty,
Bro, imagine.
Well,
2030.
Do you imagine?
we don't know what the NBA is going to look like 7 years from now.
He's
from
panicking.
2031.
He's panicking over there. He is panicking.
We don't.
You went
I'm not
from
I'm
super
going. I'm
psyched
going from the
to,
now.
uh-oh,
I'm excited
what do
for
we
the
do?
now. I'm the picks in 7 years from now. The only way we're gonna know who won this trade is when that last pick they made from our trade is done,
Yeah.
and what we see from. Well, even before and then up for now. If they get Cooper Flag, that's set in stone. That's
Yeah. They might even draft my son.
fine. Yeah.
That's how many picks
But
they got in the
if
future.
if the
Start
if,
scouting
if
those
the
sixth
Knicks
graders. Yeah.
if the Knicks are significantly getting worse after 2027, 2028, and they have our two picks in 29, 2031, that's when I start to worry.
Okay.
But right now, the picks that they have next year and 2027, I'm not worrying about.
I mean, all
They'll
I'm
be
saying,
fine.
the two most recent picks that were Nick owned that were not picked by the Knicks were Derek Lively and Jamal Murray. So
Yeah, and then also the Nets the Nets also just finished off that trade from the KG days where they gave Boston those picks that turned to Jaylen Brown and Jason
that
Tatum.
that finished years ago. That finished in like
Well, no,
2018.
but they were looking back on it now. Those
Right.
picks were Brown and Tatum that they would have
Yeah.
had on their own.
Right.
But look, even if we don't wind up using those picks, we can flip them to get stars. Because if you have a young core, let's say the Nets do draft Ron Holland tonight, and we have Cooper Flag next year with Cam Thomas and Noah Clowney, brother.
That's barring you win the lottery next year.
Right. But remember, the NBA likes to do things with the lottery. And would you rather give Cooper Flag to us?
Or the
Chica-
Pistons.
Or the Pistons or the Bulls?
No, we're hoping Pistons and are better. Chicago.
Yeah.
They're all good basketball towns.
Right. But I think Cooper Flag, Brooklyn would be the most favorable
would be cool.
destination for Adam Silver. And I think.
And for you.
And for me, yeah. The Nets have. I don't think the Nets have picked number one either ever or for a very long
Oh,
time.
they got to
Yeah.
give it to us.
The last time we picked in the lottery was when we chose Derek Favors.
Yeah. They got to
So-
give it to us.
And the one thing that Sean Marks has always done well is drafting. So
Okay.
I'm very confident in the future now that we have made the decision. We've traded away Mikal Bridges because it was just a lost cause. And look, I think we're in tremendous shape. I am so excited to win 10 games of basketball this season. Like, rooting for them to lose. Cam Thomas may average 45 this season, but it'll all be worth it.